Well, good morning, everybody. This is Earl Bloomy Bloom here, and I have the honor of being here with Tom Venuto of Burn the Fat, Feed the Muscle. Tom, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Actually, we're here at his apartment, the super secret place, which is a really cool place, great books. We got to see his workspace. It's pretty awesome here. So I just flew here, 6,500 miles, believe it or not, just so that we can talk about your incredible program, which I had the honor of going through. And I just had a few great questions about it. So thanks for inviting me over. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
When I picked up your program, this is now a couple of years that I've been working at it, what I found was that I had to lose about 20, 30 pounds. And thankfully, I finally lost it, and I'm maintaining it. But I get a lot of questions from friends that wonder, can anybody do this? Is this good for someone who wants to lose 10 pounds or like 100 pounds?
Yeah, that's a good question because my background is in bodybuilding. I'm a natural bodybuilder for the past 26 years. And the program is called Burn the Fat, Feed the Muscle, and the subtitle is Fat Burning Secrets of Bodybuilders and Fitness Models. So that sometimes intimidates people at first. They wonder if it'll work for them. And interesting enough, even though my initial clientele was working with bodybuilders and figure and fitness competitors, over the years, the majority of people that have succeeded on this program have been people who had 100, 150. Wow. We even have a few people that have lost more than 200 pounds in this program. And the principles are the same, whether you have 10 or 15 pounds to lose, or 50 pounds or 100 pounds. And in some ways, it's actually easier in the beginning for someone who's really overweight, because most people who have a lot of weight to lose, if they want to start to lose body fat, they tend to starve themselves.
Yeah.
And one of the things that bodybuilders have always done differently than most people is, it seems like they're always eating. They're always walking around with their healthy meals, and sometimes in their Tupperware and their lean protein and their complex carbs. And people look at them and say, well, how do they eat so much and still cut body fat? And it turns out that that approach, which stimulates your metabolism more and gives you more energy to train, is very, very effective for people who have a lot of weight to lose, because those people actually have a higher metabolism than lean people. The bigger you are, the more calories you require to support your weight, and this way of eating stimulates metabolic rate. You
know, it brings up a bit of my past, where I tried it all. I mean, I cut out all the carbs. I went down to a caloric deficit that was so low where I was tired each day. And then when I read your book, and it said, 5 to 6 meals a day, then I was teaching about lean protein and what the right carbs are. It opened up a totally different way to look at eating and proper nutrition. And then you finally were like so honest where you said, it is that food that's critical and the right mix of food. And I don't think a lot of people realize that.
Yeah, and it's the combination of the food and the training. The whole tagline on this program is eat more, burn more, which means you're going to do two types of training, weight training and cardio training, and combine that with the right type of nutrition to fuel that training. And most people who want to lose weight do the exact opposite. They eat a lot less, and then they don't train enough, they don't move enough. So eat more, burn the fat, feed the muscle, increases metabolic rate and you get to eat more, whereas eating less and doing nothing decreases your metabolic rate, so you're actually doing the opposite of what you set out to do to begin with.
Yeah, that's amazing. For people just starting out, do you have any secrets in terms of like what type of cardio to do? And because that's kind of scary. People are worried about going out there and getting onto a treadmill and falling off or getting hurt or their knees. What would you suggest for someone just starting out in your program?
Well, first of all, find something that you enjoy doing and something that you're going to stick with. A lot of people ask me, what's the best type of cardio to do? The best type is the type that you're going to stick with. Next is you want to focus on types of cardio that burn a lot of calories. I think a lot of people get the idea that there's some kind of magic in a certain type of exercise, whether it's a class, whether it's watching some videotape, whether it's a certain cardio machine. The magic is in the amount of calories you burn. So if you pick an activity that burns a lot of calories, you're going to burn more fat. Our focus needs to go on calorie burning.
Right.
And so that also means that we need to take into account the intensity of the exercise, the duration of the exercise, and how often we're doing it. So we take these variables, intensity, times duration is going to yield the amount of calories that we burn. So if you want to burn more calories, increase your intensity. Gradually increase your intensity. So start with whatever you're comfortable doing. A lot of people, if they're especially overweight, are going to need to start with maybe as little as 15 minutes. It could be low intensity like walking. And then as you progress, you're going to bring the intensity up to increase the calorie burn.
So you cover the cardio. Now with weightlifting, it's kind of, there's a stigma there that, you know, I don't want to be a bodybuilder. Right. I just want to get in shape. Do they really need to do that weightlifting, that resistance training? What will that give them?
Well, most people think that cardio is the key to fat loss, and that is actually a myth.
Really? You heard that here, fans.
If you were going to pick what type of exercise you wanted to do first, in the hierarchy of what's most important, you pick the weight training first. And that's really surprising to a lot of people, but the reason is if you get into a calorie deficit and you go on a reduced calorie diet to burn fat, and you're not weight training, a lot of the weight you lose is going to be lean tissue.
Okay.
If you lose lean tissue as you diet, metabolism starts to decrease, so you actually start burning fewer calories. Now, as you lose weight, you're already burning fewer calories. The smaller you get, the lower your metabolic rate goes. But beyond what you can account for by the decreased body size, as you lose lean body mass, metabolism decreases more and more, and it ends up being a downward spiral. And then people get frustrated when they hit a plateau and they can't seem to lose the last few pounds. Also, weight training is the only type of training that really sculpts your body, chisels out the muscle. You can even increase your lean body mass and completely change the way that you look. Whereas if you're not doing any weight training, after you lose weight, you end up being a skinny fat person. That's actually a clinical diagnosis.
Seriously?
Skinny fat person. Well, the scientists call it normal weight obesity, which means that you can actually lose a lot of body weight and actually have poor body composition because you didn't lose enough body fat, you lost lean tissue. So you have a normal body mass index, poor body composition, and not very much muscle. So you might look thin in clothes, but when the shirt comes off, there's no muscle to be found. You don't look solid.